The joint resolution is adopted.
It may be the beginning of the end for Wisconsin's mask mandate.
Well, the vote wasn't against the mandate. The vote was against the procedure that the governor's assuming he has.
Senator Van Wanggaard and the Republican-led state Senate voted 18-13 Tuesday to end the mask mandate in place since August, saying Governor Tony Evers doesn't have the authority to issue an emergency order beyond 60 days.
But at the end of 60 days, he has to come to the legislature.
Would a mask mandate pass if he came to the legislature with that?
A mandate, I do not believe, would pass.
Frankly, it's frustrating to see this level of anti-science at a time where people are suffering and dying.
Democrats like Chris Larson were quick to point out that the legislature has not passed any COVID-related measures since April.
And I think it's telling and sad that the only thing to pass the Senate in 283 days that's likely to be enacted is something that's actually going in the wrong direction on COVID.
The vote came despite more than 24 health agencies urging the lawmakers to keep the mandate, saying masks are one of the best ways to guard against the spread of COVID. You're not convinced at what the public health officials were telling you yesterday?
I'm not saying that people shouldn't wear masks. What I'm saying is that they've done a crappy job at educating the public on what it's really doing. Just wearing a piece of cloth over your face may give you a good feeling, but it doesn't necessarily protect you.
Kent, the CDC, federal and state public health officials all recommend wearing a mask. Is there a chance that the state mask mandate remains in place?
Well, it's in the hands of the Republican-led Assembly now. Speaker Robin Vos is scheduled to vote for tomorrow. And this is not something that Governor Evers can veto. If the Assembly passes it, the governor's emergency order and that statewide mask mandate come to an end.
We'll stay on it. Kent Wayne Scott reporting live in Wauwatosa. 40 states have some sort of mask mandate in place. This map created by the New York Times shows the states in brown where masks are mandatory. Those in light purple require masks sometimes. The states in blue do not have any masking rules.